and rational inequalities. So rational equations, an equation that contains rational expressions referred to as a rational equation. So the following are examples of rational equations. So rational is a fraction, right? It's like a fraction, but with variables. Because it is equation, so it has this equal sign. So these are the examples of rational equations. So involving rational equations, multiply each term of the equation by the least common denominator, or LCD, the least common denominator, then solve the resulting equation. Example 1, solve each rational equation. Letter A, number 1 example. So let's start with A. 5x over 6 is minus half equals 1/3. So we need to find the LCD of this fraction or this rational equation so that we can be able to solve for the variable x. Okay, what is the LCD of 6, 2, and 3? Red. Do you remember the LCD? What's the LCD between 6, 2, and 3? It's muted.
6 plus.
Okay, 6. So we will multiply both sides by 6. So 6 multiplied by 5x over 6, we will cancel it. So it will become 5x. 6 multiplied by half is 3. Half of 6 is 3. Here, 6 divided by 3 is 2 times 1 is 2. Then we are going to transpose the value, the negative 3 so that we can get the value of x. So 5x is equal to 2 plus 3. So 5x is equal to 5. So divided by 5, both sides. So the value of x is 1. Okay. But we need to check if our answer is correct. So what we will do, we will replace the value of our variable to the original equation. So let us check if it is correct. So let's get 5x over 6 minus half equals 1/3. So we will replace the value of x to the one that we got, which is 1. So let us change this to x, to 1. So multiply by 1. So 5 over 6 minus 1 over 2 is equal to 1/3. Let us see. So we will multiply this by 3 so that the denominator will be the same. So 5 over 6 minus 3 over 6 equals 1/3. So what is 5 over 6 minus 3 over 6? Now they are the same. So we have 2/3. 2/3. 2 over 6. Then equals 1/3. So let us simplify this by 2 and by 2. So then it will become equal to 1/3. Then the solution is equal to 1, and that is correct. Okay? So we need to check first if the answer is true. True statement. Okay? So that is the only solution. Now let us have our letter B. Letter B. So let's make it a little smaller. B, we have x over 4 plus 3 equals half 1 minus x over 3. Okay? So let us get first the value of our LCD. Okay. Or can we distribute the half so that this will be removed, the half will be removed. So there are ways to do that. It's up to you if you're going to distribute or not. So if we are going to distribute, let us see. If we will multiply half to that, so it will become x over 4 plus 3 equals half minus half times x over 3. It will become x over 6, right? Then that's the time that you can multiply by its LCD. Okay, what is the LCD of 4, 2, and 6? Nizea, what's the LCD between 4, 2, and 6? 4, 2, and 6. What's the LCD?
12 po.
12. There's another voice for Nizea. So 12 divided by 4 will give you 3. So 3x. This 12 divided by 4 is 3. Times x, 3x. 12 times 3 is 36. Equals 12 divided by 2 is 6 times 1 is 6. 12 divided by 6 is 2 times x is 2x. And then let's combine like terms. So 3x, the 2x will be going to the left. It will become plus 2x is equal to 6 minus 36. So 3x plus 2x will give you 5x. 6 minus 36 will give you negative 30. So we will divide both sides by 5. Okay? So x is equal to negative 6. Okay, I'll give you time to copy first. Okay, next let's have checking. So when we check, we need to substitute the x. So this in this equation, it will become negative 6 over 4 plus 3 equals half open bracket, half minus negative 6 over 3. So then it will become negative 3 halves plus 3 equals half 1 plus 2, because that's negative and negative. So then negative 3 halves plus 3 will give you negative 3 plus 6 over 2 equals 3 times half is 3 halves. So therefore negative 3 plus 6 is 3 halves is equal to 3 halves. So then the solution is correct. True. X equals negative 6. That's for letter B, okay? So copy. Okay, let's go now to letter C. Letter C. What is the given on C? 4x. So we'll do it here. Letter C. So 4x minus 6 over 2x minus 3 is equal to 7 over x plus 3. Okay. So the LCD to these are also the denominator. So we will multiply both sides by...
Sir, it's x plus 1 po.
Sir, nakamute po kayo.
It is x plus 1. Oh, yeah,
Opo,
okay.
it is a 7 po over x plus 1
All
po.
right. So x plus 1. Okay. So we will multiply both sides by 2x minus 3 and x plus 1. 2x minus 3 and x plus 1. Okay, so when we do that, we cancel this when we multiply. Then multiply x plus 1 times 4x minus 6. Or we can cross multiply, there's no problem. Is equal to this to be canceled, and then 7 multiplied by 2x minus 3. Okay, so this is a binomial, so we will distribute. X times 4x will give you 4x squared. X times 6 will give you negative 6x. 1 times 4x will be 4x. 1 times negative 6, negative 6. 7 times 2x will give you 14x. 7 times negative 3 is negative 21. Then let's combine like terms. It will become 4x squared minus 2x minus 14x. The 14x will be here. Negative 6 plus 21 equals 0. So we have 4x squared minus 16x, then it will be plus 15 equals 0. Okay, so let us factorize this. Let us factorize. Okay. So what are the factors of 4x? So let us try 2x and 2x. Or you can say, you can press this mode 5-3, okay? Enter 4, negative 16, and 15. So 2x, then 15 will be 3 and 5. Then this is negative, so these are both negative. So therefore, we have the value of x here is 3 halves. The value of x here is 5 halves. So you have two values, okay? Two values. But we need to check our answer if it is correct. So we will replace the two values given. So the first one is 3 halves. The second one is 5 halves. Okay, so let us see our equation. So 4x. So let's try first the first one, this 3 halves. So 4 times 3 halves minus 6 over 2 times 3 halves minus 3 equals 7 over 3 halves plus 1. Okay, we replace the value of x only, okay? For the first value, which is 3 halves. So this will become 4 divided by 2 will give you 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. And 2, so 3 is 0. Here, 7 over 3 halves plus 1 will give you what? So that's 2 times 1 is 2. So it will be having 5 halves. So this is false, right? So on this 0 over 0 is already a false statement, right? So we cannot consider this is a value. So let us go now to the value of 5 halves. So let us see 5 halves. 4 times 5 halves minus 6 instead of 3 halves. 2 times 5 halves minus 3 equals 7 over 5 halves plus 1. So this will become 4 divided by 2 is 2 times 5 is 10. 10 minus 6 is 4. Let's get already the answer. The value here at the top is 4. Here 2 cancel, and then 5 minus 3 is 2. And then after that, here 7 over 5 halves plus 1. It will become 2 times 1 is 2, so 7 halves. Okay, what is 4 divided by 2? Then the value is 2, right? And then 4, this is arrow. 7 over 7 halves, we need to cancel that and reciprocate the 2, so it's equal to 2. So 2 is equal to 2, right? So hence, the value of the x is only 5 halves. All right? Now, the one that actually it's not a value or it's not a solution, then they call it extraneous solution, right? Extraneous root. Where will I write that? This 3/2 is called extraneous root, or they call it extraneous solution. Extraneous root means, so this one is true. So what's the value? It is only 5/2. X is equal to 5/2 only. The one that is not a root, they call it extraneous root. Okay? So you can screenshot, you can take a picture so that we can move to the next. Right, so let's go to the next question, letter D. I'll do it here. D. D is x over 3 plus 12 over x is equal to x minus 2. X over 3. Okay. So now let us multiply so that we don't have a fraction. So let's multiply by its LCD. So 3x. So 3x divided by 3 is x. X times x, so this will be cancelled. So x squared. Then 3x divided by x is x. 3 times 12 is 36. Then x times 3x is 3x squared. And then minus 6x. Let's combine like terms. So 0 equals 3x squared minus x squared minus 6x minus 36. We move all of this there. Okay, and even the x squared. So therefore, we have to combine like terms. It will become 2x squared minus 6x minus 36 equals 0. We can actually reduce this by dividing it by 2 so that it's easier. So 2 divided by 2 is x squared. 6 divided by 2 is 3x. 36 divided by 2 is 18. So we can factorize this. So what are the factors of 18? So 6 and 3. So this negative and then that's positive. So the values of our x are, we have two values. X is 6 and x is negative 3. But again, we need to try first if those two equations are equal or are okay, right? So let us try to have a solution set. So let's go back to the original equation, x over 3 plus 12 over x equals x minus 2. Let's start with 6. So we will change this by 6, this by 6, this by 6. So it will become 6 over 3 plus 12 over 6 was 6 minus 2. So 6 over 3 is 2, 12 over 6 is 6, 6 minus 2, 8 equals 4. So this is not correct, right? So it can't be. Now, what about when it is, wait, this is 2. 12 divided by 6 is 2. You did not correct me. This 6 divided by 2 is 2, right? That's correct. This is supposed to be 2. So 2 plus 2 is 4. Then this is correct. 6 is a solution, right? Now let's go to negative 3. So let's change this to negative 3 by this time. Negative 3 over 3 plus 12 over negative 3 equals negative 3 minus 2. So negative 1 minus 12 negative 4 equals negative 5. Negative 5 equals negative 4. Yes, so these two are true statement. So the solutions are 6 and negative 3. They are okay. Both are okay. All right? So there is no extraneous solution for the two answers. Okay, take a picture and then we can go to the next examples. Question before going to the next example. Okay, let's go to rational inequalities. Do you remember about rational inequalities? About when you graph, it should be open and closed. Okay, let us go. An inequality that contains rational expressions is referred to as rational inequality. So rational, it has greater or less than. So the following examples are rational. We are using this now. These symbols, okay? Now, if we have this symbol, if you remember when we graph, we have this graph. I have a sandwich. It's from Pancake Sandwiches. You like it, Joseph? It's big. Wow. And if you remember about our inequalities, like example, we have negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If we have x is greater than 2, you have to graph like this. This is 2, right? So what are the numbers greater than 2? Going there, right? 2, 3, 4. So, but 2 is not included. So it is open dot. But when we have, for example, like negative 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Example, x is less than or equal to 2. So what are the numbers less than or equal to 2? So 1, 0, negative 1, and so on. So you will write like this. 2 is shaded. It is a solid dot going to the left. Why? Because it has equal sign. Okay, those are the difference. This has only grade. It is open. Okay, so we will be doing that later, graphing the answers after getting the zeros or solution set. Okay, so let us try number 1 example. Rational inequalities are easier to solve if their denominators are eliminated. Remember that the sense of an inequality isn't changed if the same real number is added to or subtracted from both sides of the given inequality. Moreover, the sense of an inequality remains if both sides of the inequality are multiplied by or divided by the same positive real number. But the sense of an inequality is reversed if both sides of the inequality are multiplied by or divided by the same negative real number. Let's try letter A. Okay, so letter A, we have, okay, we will write A, 3x minus 5 over 6 greater or equal to negative 2x. This is the same as doing the equal sign for the rational equation, all right? So let us also get the LCD of this. So what is the LCD of 6 and 3? Ramsen, what's the LCD of 6 and 3?
6, sir.
6. So we will multiply both sides by 6. So 6 times 3x will give you 18x. 6 divided by 6, so it will become 5. Greater or equal to 6 divided by 3 is 2 times 2 is negative 4. And then now we will solve. We will move the negative 5. So 18x is greater or equal to negative 4 plus 5. Is that negative 2x? We forgot the x here. Okay, let's repeat. There is x on this, right? Negative 2x here. So that would be, just wait, and that would be so minus 5 greater than or equal to. This should be 6 divided by 3 is, so that would be 4x. So negative 4x. And then we will combine like terms. The 4x will be going to the left side. So it will become plus 4x greater than or equal to positive 5. So 18x plus 4x is 22x greater or equal to 5. So we will divide by 22. So cancel out. So x is equal to x is greater or equal to 5 over 22. Okay? So let us check again if it is correct. 5 over 22. So check. So this is the equation, our inequality. 3, open bracket, 5 over 22 minus 5 over 6 is greater or equal to negative 2, open bracket, 5 over 22 over 3. Okay, let us check that in your calculator. Let's go 3, open bracket, 5 over 22, so that it's easier, minus 5 over 6. So it is negative 5 over 33. Is greater or equal to, let us do that, negative 2, open bracket, 5 over 22 equals divided by 3. So negative 5 over 33. And then that's true, right? It is greater or equal. So all of the numbers that are bigger than 5 over 22 are the solutions. So when we write that, it can be, okay, when we write it in notations, it would be like this. 5 over 22, comma, until infinity. Okay, so this closed, it means a solid dot. When you graph this, it is like, what is 5 divided by 22? 5 divided by 22 is 0.3. So let us see. What are the numbers bigger than 0.3? So this negative 1, 0, 1, 2. So this is half. This is approximately 5 over 25. So when we do that in a graph, it should be solid dot going to the right. This is the positive infinity. Okay? And then this one, it means it is solid. When it is open, it is like this. Parenthesis, closed parenthesis. This is a bracket. Okay? So it's the same thing on how to solve the rational equation. So let us solve letter B. This is letter B. So what is the LCD of this? Ali, what's the LCD of x minus 2?
X minus 2.
It's like that there is still continuation, right? So we have to cancel this. So it will be x less than, but we need to multiply the x minus 2 to 3. So it will become 3 open bracket x minus 2 minus, let's cancel this. So times 2. Okay. Then x is less than 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6 minus 2. Then we'll go with combining like terms. X minus 3x is less than negative 8. So negative 2x is less than negative 8. So we will divide both sides by negative 2. Okay, so there is a note here. When you divide by a negative number, you flip this. Okay, don't forget to flip. So therefore, x is bigger than positive 4. Okay? So when you are dividing by a negative, then you have to flip the symbol. Okay? So what are the numbers bigger than 4? What are the numbers that are bigger than 4? Do we have any numbers bigger than 4? But let us see first if this is okay. We will graph first the values of letter B. Was that letter B? Okay. Okay. Now let us go with x greater than 4. Did you copy? Are you still copying or what? Yusuf, copying or no? Just tell me if I'll proceed. Okay, just copy. So the critical values will give you that the graph or the equation will not give you a value. If it's 4, let us try that the value is 4. Okay, let us see. X over x minus 2 is less than 3 minus 2 over x minus 2. Is less than 3 minus 2 over x minus 2. Let us try to substitute the value that we got, 4, right? If we will try 4 over 4 minus 2 is less than 3, 2 over 4 minus 2. So 4 over 2 will be 2. Is less than 3 minus 2 over 2. 2 less than 3 minus 1. 2 is less than 2. This is not correct, right? 2 is less than 2. But since this is the one that we got is 4 and it is less than, all the numbers that are less than 4 are correct, right? But if you will say the value will be 2, is 2 is less than 4, you said that all of the values less than 4 will be correct. But if it is 2, then it cannot be because 2 will become undefined, right? So that's why those critical values are important, because we need to check our solution set. Okay, so the solution set of the value will be identified first. So x less than 2 is okay, but from 2 to 4 are not okay, but x that are greater than 4 are okay. So when we graph this solution, then we can have like this. So let us see the graph. What does it mean by, what are the numbers less than 2? Yusuf, what are the numbers less than 2?
Sir, 1, 0, -1, -2.
Okay, what about bigger than 4?
5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, so let us,
And
this is, let's try -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when we graph this on the solution, it should be like this. Less than 2 are this, going to the left, right? What about bigger than 4? Going to the right. Okay, so the solution can be from -infinity until 2, except this 2 to 4. Union 4 until +infinity. Okay, so except this, these are not included. This from 2 to 4. Why did you flip 4 po? Where is the 4? Oops. 4 here? Because that was our solution there, right? 4 greater here. This is our greater than 4. The solution is greater than 4. Right. Now, let us try the critical values. Let us try the critical values on the table. What are those critical values? So let us see this interval. So let's make a table, for example. One, two, three, four, five. 2, 4, 5. Okay, so we have right. So for example, let us try the intervals of the first one. Negative infinity to 2. Next, we have 2. Next, we have 2 to 4. Next, we have 4. And then the last, we have 4 until infinity. So let us see this, what is all about this table. Okay. So the other one is from 4 until positive infinity. And then our testing testing values should be negative 2x plus 8. We have x minus 2, negative 2x plus 8 over x minus 2. Okay. Will you give me a number from negative infinity to 2? So let us give the value here 0. Is 0 is between these numbers? Yes, right? Then here it's 2. The other one, will you give a number between 2 to 4? So let's give 3. Here, 5. Okay. So let us substitute everything on the given. Here, if it is 0, the value is 8, right? Negative 2 times 0 plus 8 is 8. When it is 2, negative 2 times x is what? Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4 plus 8 is 4. Here, if it is 3, 3 times negative 2 is negative 6 plus 8 is 2. 4 times negative 2 will give you negative 8 plus 8 is 0. And then 5 times negative 2 is negative 10 plus 8 is negative 2. Okay, now let's go here. X minus 2. 8 minus 2 is 6. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. Negative 2 minus 2 is negative 4. Now let us divide this one. These are the two also, right? So let us divide. 8 divided by 6, right? This is negative 2. Where did we get 6? 0 minus 2 is negative 2. I'm sorry. So that's negative 2. And 2 minus 2 is 0. This 2 minus 2 is 0. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. What else? 3 minus 2 is 1. Where did I get those numbers? 3 minus 2 is 1. 4 minus 2 is 2 only. Where did I get these numbers? 4 minus 2 is 2. And then 5 minus 2 is 3. This should be 3. Okay. Probably I substituted the first one. Okay. Now let us divide. Because this is the upper and this is the lower. Let us divide. 8 divided by negative 2 is negative 4, right? Or it is negative. 4 divided by 0 is undefined. It can't be. 2 divided by 1 is 2. It It is positive 2. Yes, it can. 0 divided by 2 is 0. Negative 2 divided by 3 is negative 2/3, which is also positive, right? So imagine that. Look at the answers. Look at the answers. If the value is less than 0, you remember about this inequality. Negative 2x plus 8 over x minus 2 is less than 0. This is our equation in the first one. This should be less than 0, right? So what are the numbers that are not possible in this? This should be less than 0 only. Okay? What are the numbers less than 0 here? Yusuf, what are the numbers that are less than 0 here?
Sir, negative 4.
Negative 4. What about this? It can be no. What
No.
about 2?
No.
What about 0?
No.
What about this?
Yes, sir.
Yes. That's why the solution of the inequality will be from negative infinity until 2, union 4 to positive infinity. These are not possible from 2 to 4. From 2 to 4 are not possible. Okay? That's why you need to get the critical values. So inequality is a little bit long, but you have to understand how to get the values. Ali, no comment? Nizea, red.
No, bloody.
No comment, sir.
Nizea. Zaina. You don't
No
know
po,
what-
sir. Wala po.